All right, we'll call this meeting to order. The August 26th, 2025 meeting of the Historic Commission at 4:31. I'll call the roll. Commissioner Donovan.
Present.
Commissioner Fribley. Here. Commissioner Swenson Harris, absent. Commissioner Helmer.
Here.
Commissioner Howard.
Here.
Commissioner Jones.
Here.
And I am present. All right, are there any additions or corrections to the agenda? All right, seeing none, the agenda stands approved. Any public comment? I didn't look today.
No public comment.
All right. No public comment online or in the room. Moving down to historic land use applications. There are no pending historic land use applications. Any potentially future pending?
Not that I'm aware of.
You know, I walked by a place that had all the siding torn off and it was kind of out on what I would consider the edge. I didn't really try to figure it
Okay.
out, but it's a Cape Cod two-story kind of a
Okay.
building that looks like it has well,
Siding off.
the siding is off. Just no two ways about it. And
Well, the two I was aware of that did get applications in should be completed by now.
Okay.
So this might be a new one. If you could catch an address, maybe.
Yeah, I couldn't even see an address, but yeah.
Yeah.
I could look again. and get-
Wait, is this
next to?
Oh, I was out walking toward Mackenzie Willamette Hospital on, I think it was G Street or something like that, and I was on what I would consider kind of the fringes of the historic district, the Washburn district anyway, but it looked like an old house and it looked like somebody had taken all the siding off.
It might be an outlier.
Yeah, if you're up past 10th, it's probably
Yeah,
outside the district.
Is that one block, right? There's one block that like jets out.
Yeah, I don't know.
So are you a spy then?
Or a snitch, or, whatever kind of bad name you wanna put on it, yeah. it's,
Yeah, Pennsylvania, that's like 14th being
Yeah.
Mohawk area, so.
Okay.
Right.
You're probably outside the district, but if you address and it is.
Or at least
you
an
know,
intersection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has there been any resolution for the doors to the small structure on F Street next to the CB house? That was the one that had like a boarded up
Yeah.
double door.
We did get an application eventually. I believe last name was Houston, so from Mr. Houston. The French doors he had installed were supposed to be removed. I believe he had found, per our consultant that weighed in at the time, double garage door kind of style. To kind of return it back to this carriage house, sort of, look to it. But yeah, that was taken care of through historic review and should all be buttoned up at this point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I believe you caught that one, so thank you. Okay,
All right, moving right along, grant update, anything, Tom?
we got our reimbursement back. Accounting has noted a discrepancy of about $1,300, so I've reached back out to Curry to see
Okay.
if that might have been what was the extension that we got for the window restoration and other stuff.
Sure.
If we should be expecting another check or where that might have come up, but everything was reported, reimbursement was received. And now we're kind of in this gray zone limbo between next year's and the end of this one, so.
Historic wards.
Yes, Heritage Awards.
So.
Sorry.
Basically, we got 4 applications or nominations. 2 are, well, one is specifically a person. 2 are very specifically kind of project-y. And then 1, you could kind of smoosh either way they applied. Even the application is vague as to which category they're really applying for. So anyhow, but we got 4. And so one thing worthy of discussion is whether we want to, I've chatted with the mayor about this briefly, and basically whether it makes sense, because we're trying to push this to May. Do we do 2 of them now and split off two of them for spring and not necessarily do a whole new nomination call and just kind of tell them now, like, hey, do you mind waiting? Yeah, yeah, like, can we celebrate you in, whatever.
Right.
So I don't know if anybody has strong opinions either way. They're all very viable and worthy nominations, so yeah. Oh,
That's good to hear that they're
yeah.
viable nominations.
Timing of like actually celebrating the recipients is something we also need to put on the thing. So in terms of the recognition, usually we do the city council meeting and then we kind of do maybe an art walkie thing. But specifically, there's an opportunity to kind of do a little more zhuzh with the next history talk that's sort of late November. And so actually kind of bring them up on the Wildish stage right before the history talk and have like a little bit more of a moment. So what I'm thinking is if we just kind of shove all of that to November, so maybe we hit November art walk, that history talk, and then so maybe is it the council meeting first week of November or whatever, before art walk? And hopefully that's far enough out, we can get on the agenda too.
Yeah, I did ask about the October 20th.
Okay, that would work too.
Just for the mayor's upbeat for
Yeah.
that side of it. I do already have an item going to that one, so I'll be there either way.
I will-
November could also work. I haven't gotten a response back
Okay,
yet.
yeah.
So I could shift that to November. I'm sure the calendar's more open at that point. but-
With Thanksgiving is then, so I assume that we're a week or so before.
The
November.
history talk thing.
Yeah, that,
It's obviously not on the
No.
Thanksgiving. I don't know. I'm waiting to hear back from Maddie which date it is. I think it might be the week after Thanksgiving. Is Thanksgiving early this year? I don't remember, or it's the week before. It's, yeah.
So, and check the calendar.
Any thoughts on doing 2 now and pushing 2 to May and not reopening? I think that's a good idea. I think it would, because we have to, I think it'll, and we're doing this weird short period, I think it'd be good.
And then not having nominations.
I just
Yeah,
not worrying about trying to do
just
a whole
pick-
call for nominations. I
second
mean, it's
two.
hard enough a year apart to get any. So, great.
All right. I've heard from Celine that there is a draft text. I do not have the draft text yet, but once I get it, I will get it to you all. Once the legislature is not contemplating the existence of the Oregon Department of Transportation.
Woohoo. Yep.
Yeah, sorry, Charlotte. Gary, do you want to talk to us about the Methodist Church?
Yes, we had a very interesting time. Charlotte was there, and among the things that happened in sort of the preliminaries sitting there with the staff of the church was that there is a very excellent little monograph about the windows that's already written up and has good, excellent pictures of the windows. And that is something that I suggested might be a good thing to have at the History Museum and to have available as part of a walking tour guide. And the people at the church seemed very open to that. The expectation was that the walkthrough we got with this expert on window preservation and valuation was that there would be a report and that we would have access to the report. I haven't heard anything about that yet. But I left a message with Angie, who's the kind of staff person at the church, and I should hear when they have it, so. The protection for the windows is kind of an obscuring of any public understanding of the windows unless you go inside. And they're actually pretty open to the idea of having it be accessible. But that probably means groups or some kind of advance notice so that, you know, their office hours, for example, are 9 to 1, 3 days a week or 4
Sure.
days a week. So there's not always somebody there to.
Or even if they just made it available one window of time a month, right? Maybe there's just a, maybe it's
Yeah.
during art walk or something.
Yeah,
and
there you
come
go.
Down and
Mhm.
do that and it's, you know what it is.
And it would be good to get it in the walking tour, you know, whatever the best we can do would be for public access. I think the church actually would like to have more members of the public in their building and knowing that they have the windows and of course with adequate security so that,
But possibly a donation cup for window preservation.
yes, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the price of, well, the valuation of the windows and the consequent insurance coverage and the cost of restoration work is big. I mean, it is incredibly, kind of the rough estimates were rather large, you know, in the hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially, so.
Yeah.
But the windows are in good shape. They're
Good.
beautiful. They're
Good.
preserved with the exterior covers that they have.
Good.
It was an interesting stop.
Yeah, and so they have a kind of like a, not a facade over the window on the outside, but it's like a,
Plexiglass cover.
Yeah.
So, it's
like you
advertised
can
as being.
see through it.
It's just like real dingy and milked out, like it's like
Sure.
frosted from the sun, basically. So you really can't see through it from the outside, but from
Sure.
the inside, it actually, they're shockingly nice. You're like shockingly, like the light still comes through,
Yeah,
but from outside you cannot see.
Yeah, the outside expert was shocked not to see BB gun holes in. The primary problem is some relatively minor flecks of paint that are coming off or, you know, where there's some discoloration, but they're in great shape. It's really quite a treasure. Yeah, they say that in this walking tour thing that they are protected on the outside by bulletproof glass, is what it said. I did not find that to be
Yeah.
the case, but I think
I don't know.
good plexiglass is
Sure.
preserving it against the BB guns of the local you anyway.
Charlotte, anything to add?
I really appreciate that Angie invited us, gave us the opportunity because to hear a glass restoration expert talk through his process was really, really cool. I mean, not only I think did we get to know the windows better, but also I feel like not that there are so many stained glass projects in Springfield specifically, but we will know more what questions to ask, what to look for. Just the learning opportunity was really, really great. So I hope that other partners in the community continue to reach out and just give us a chance to show up for the just the spirit of it, the learning opportunity, even though it's outside our sort of primary like regulatory function. It is a pretty cool part of what I think the Historic Commission can offer or support. So that was wonderful. Really enjoyed it.
I guess is it outside of our regulatory function? I don't know, like if they were obviously to pull and restore them, obviously that
Sure.
feels compliant, but like, is it a process that they would need to like at least notify us that they're doing
Okay.
that? Cause it's a listed building.
Maybe a type 1. Cause they're not actually if they're just
Yeah.
restoring, it's just,
Yeah.
I would say that's akin to like painting a facade.
Minor restoration.
Yeah, it's a minor.
And I was more so alluding to like the process where we receive an application and review it. To be involved in a a conversation, fact-finding adventure earlier on is really worthwhile, but not necessarily like mandated in our ordinances, I guess is what I was referring to.
Yeah, totally. It just led me to a follow-up thought
Yeah.
about like
Oh,
whether
gotcha.
we did have any, like.
Now,
whether
if they wanted to remove the window,
Right.
now or
But
put up
like-
new plexiglass.
I assume the new plexi is gonna be part of the scope, right, or whatever that covering is. It's just a thought, it's just
Yeah,
a
Right.
future conversation.
fascinating.
And funding is definitely going to be a challenge for them. So if we can think of ways within our scope to maybe support that, I think it would be, yeah. We certainly didn't make any promises because we don't have a lot of ability as a fundraising entity, but if there's something we can do to help get the word out or I don't know what. They are hoping that if there's something we can do, that we would be willing to.
Did Angie happen to provide any update at that time on the bee situation?
She said that they had one quote and were maybe waiting for a second. Does that sound right, Gary?
Yeah, they hadn't done it yet, I didn't
Yeah.
believe, but I couldn't see bees that day we were there either, so.
Didn't themselves well.
They certainly hadn't like gotten anybody under contract or anything like that. I think they were still in waiting for quote.
Okay, just wondering where it was at.
So remind me, in the past, we have done I meant to do this on the grant updates and totally spaced it. So circling back there briefly before we adjourn. This body has traditionally gotten a proposal to you, Tom. Do you know when? I know it might not even be in this year, but it's definitely not until the end of this year if it's in this year.
Like work plan wise?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. So I think that grant will open, what was it, February? And then we're awarded by April, I wanna say. So possibly by the end of this year, if we have a solid plan down, that way beginning of next year, cause January might be a tricky time to be meeting.
Sure.
And I'd want to have that in place by February when it comes time to apply, so let's. And I know
That'll
the
be
end of our year is
December.
tricky.
Yeah, so traditionally we have done our December meeting in early December.
Early, yeah.
We, after Thanksgiving, maybe by a week or two, but before the Christmas, Hanukkah
Yeah.
time, New Year. And
Yeah.
so just trying to let folks know that we don't have to pick a date for December right now, but plan on December being our electing a new chair and vice chair and putting together a work plan for the next granting cycle, which is oddly an 18-month granting cycle. So if you
So,
have thoughts that you wanna bring up, December's a good time.
yes, yeah, cause I think what we've done in holding the December one early, we push November into early December,
Right.
cause that's like,
Thanksgiving.
yeah,
Yep.
the week of Thanksgiving
Yes,
is
yeah.
that meeting.
It's 2 days before.
Yeah. And then we don't hold one in December. So yeah, if we could have, I think in the lead up to that with September, October, we can
Love.
hold some brief discussions during those meetings and then,
We'll have historic ward stuff.
yeah, and then vote on that at our December meeting to solidify it. And then I'll have it ready for February.
Perfect.
Cool.
All right.
Did we talk about the window repair?
Oh, I skipped it. My apologies. Charlotte, we're coming back to you for the window repair workshop. How did that go?
Sure. It was great. We had a good turnout, good weather, nice variety of participants, mostly folks who own a house or other property and want to know what decisions they could be making about their windows. Some folks have already gone so far as to work on their own windows and gotten stuck, or were waiting to tackle the more difficult parts. Other people, we had one person who drove all the way out from Bend to join us, so we definitely reached an audience. And Julie did a great job as our fearless leader. 3 of the other folks at Willamette Window were involved as well. Emily, the glazier, Jason, the carpenter, and then Carol, who is Julie's business partner and spouse. So all 4 of them were there to support the workshop. And I think everybody got a really nice like mix of kind of theory, terminology, hands-on. It was a little bit of a lot. And hopefully the takeaway was that this is accessible. This is something people can learn to do for themselves or would be worth doing with a capable contractor like Willamette Window. So I'm optimistic that people took a lot from it that could open the door to whatever happens next for them. Which is hard to
Absolutely.
do in an introduction workshop to cover a lot in just a few hours. So that was my impression of how it went.
That's great. And Gary, did you also go? How was?
Yeah, I
how
was
that?
there, and one of the interesting aspects of this is that the site was an organ manufacturer facility that was actually built and used to create somewhere in the range of 65 plus organs. And this site is impressively close to the Willamette River. It's another feature of it, and it caused me to gain a little more knowledge about this upcoming September 16th Glenwood meeting about
Oh,
the
sure.
annexation and the planning for
That's
the
good.
22 acres or whatever it is there. Yeah, I mean,
Around.
I guess the question I would have is, do we as a group or as people who are concerned about historic preservation in Springfield have anything to say at that hearing on the 16th of September?
Like formally, I suppose we can, technically, we can, I think, send feedback to the planning commission, because the planning commission
Planning
meeting,
commission
right?
first,
Yeah. So I think we can send feedback to the planning commission, if we have any.
Submit comments.
You can submit comments in your individual capacity.
Abstain right now,
Yeah.
since I am the planner on that case.
Okay.
I just posted the signs out there today.
I saw.
Yeah, I saw the
yeah.
sign.
So we are open for comments.
Well, one of the comments I have as a former attorney for diking and drainage districts is that site is clearly a place that's been washed down a few times by the river, probably mostly before the dams were built, but still, I think I'd say it's a comparatively high risk site,
Yeah.
compared to some others in the city.
We do have to stay outside of the floodway, and any impacts to the floodplain would have to go through review. I haven't seen any concepts so far, because we have to retain the Willamette Greenway, which is open space, so there is
Yeah.
that buffer first. There is a road that's going to pass between the river and any development, so any development's gonna be further back away from that.
Is it closer than that pizza place, Roaring?
Rapids.
Well, no, I think Roaring Rapids is hiked out there a little bit
Yeah,
further, but
yeah.
the building we were in for this window workshop clearly had been built after some reworking of the shoreline and protection, raising up of the site where they put the
And
building.
it does kind of start to drop down as you get closer to the building, doesn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, there's a definite bowl there that suggests to me that water has swirled through that territory at some time and where the building is. And
Yeah, previous to the forties, it used to flood there like multiple times a year, and then they put in the dams.
yeah,
I mean, all of Glenwood used to flood.
yeah, the thing about dams is they work great until they don't work, and when they don't work, it's catastrophic usually, so.
Alright.
Glenwood has a rich and sordid
Yes.
history.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, if you have any comments, I'm sure, the comment period is open.
That's right.
Submit those through Springfield Oregon Speaks if
That's
you're
correct.
interested.
And as much as I'm aware, last time, like there was the tour, the Glenwood tour. When on the day before the annex happened,
Yeah,
and Ally said that the current tentative scheme is that they're planning to keep that building and the other kind of quasi-historic industrial, there's a couple of others, other sort of semi-industrial buildings for now, for repurposing
Mhm.
as sort of like maintaining some sort of character of the site. And of course, they're existing non-conforming in so many ways.
yeah,
So many ways.
tough to restore them.
Yeah.
Worthy.
All right. Unless anybody else has anything for the good of the order. We will adjourn nice and early at 4:55 PM. All right, thank you, everyone.
Good night, everyone.